Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, but definitely hit the like button. I hope that you guys are doing okay on this beautiful Tuesday. Um, it is hot, as I don't know what around our area, but what I wanted to do today is I wanted to talk about Shemika Cozy. I had actually spoken about Shemika Cozy actually twice before. One time before I did an interview with her mother some years back, and I also did a spoke about her maybe a month ago. And when they hacked my account, they deleted that show that I did, bringing awareness to um, the Shemika Kazi's case. Shemika Kazi was a African American young lady that went missing, and I have some video that I want to show you all, of course, of Miss Shemika Cozy. While I just kind of give you all a synopsis um, of just to brief you all on who she was and kind of what happened, and in talking to her mother, kind of the analysis that I came up with talking to her mother many years ago, and she's actually still missing. Um, okay, yes, there's a picture of her. Shemika Cozy went missing right in Berkeley, Missouri, right outside of St. Louis. Shemika was at a sleepover at her aunt's house when she went missing December 29, 2008, 14 years ago, just 4 days after Christmas. Paula Hill, Shamika's mom, said that her sister called her the next day and asked if Shamika was at home. Paula's response was to her sister, "No, I left her there at your house at the sleepover, remember?" Her aunt stated that when she got up, the door was cracked and Shamika was not there, although her things was left behind. Shamika's mom called the police within the first 24 hours, but they did not take a report because Shamika was 16 years old. And they stated that she was probably, with the boy, and it was the holidays. And with it being the holidays, she may have just, you know, she had a boyfriend and she may have decided to spend time with him, and that they felt like she would be back soon. But Shamika's mom, you know, knowing her daughter, knew that that could not be, because Shamika would not have left her things behind, and she would not just have left in the middle of the night like that. Because now, when she stayed at her aunt's house that night, she was actually spending the night with her cousin, which was the exact same age as her. And according to her cousin, Shamika didn't wake her up. Her and her cousin were very tight. She said Shamika didn't wake her up. She don't know what happened. Um, and it's just a really, 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 really weird story, right? And I interviewed Shamika's mom some years back. I believe it might have been 2018 when I interviewed Shamika's mom via phone. And I didn't get the opportunity to pull that video up, but you all can definitely pull it up. And she was very transparent at the time. You could tell she was in a lot of grief, still, about her daughter going missing. And you have to think about, there's a lot of human trafficking, especially around the East St. Louis area. And Shamika, it was said that Shamika, knew people around the East St. Louis, Illinois area, which is right over across the bridge from St. Louis. And um, according to people that live around that area, East St. Louis, Illinois is kind of crime infested. It's probably about 10 minutes from St. Louis. It's Illinois, though, 15 minutes. Um, but I would have to say now, just from what I can see, Shamika, there was definitely some suspicious circumstances, within talking to Shamika's mom, right? Shamika, and I'm not saying that her auntie knows anything. I would never say that, because she said she did not know. But just in interviewing Shamika's mom at the time, she said that she and her sister, relationship at that time, and that was some years back, was not as close because she felt like some things had gone on that did not add up. Some stories had been changed, and of course, the people that was there that night was Shamika's cousin, whom she was spending the night with and was very, very close with. They were the exact same age. Shamika's aunt and Shamika's aunt's boyfriend, who is now he turned into her husband later on, right? So, in speaking with Shamika's mom, she said that she and her sister, who had once been close, she kind of went back and forwards because, from my understanding, uh, people had kind of in the past leaned more towards, I don't know, maybe blaming or feeling like the boyfriend at the time may have known more than what he said, and maybe there was some people, that was covering for him allegedly. And I think when things of this nature happen, you know you tend to look closely at the last people who may have been there or around them. um there were some people that feel like, because Shamika was dating, she had a boyfriend, and there was rumors in the air that she liked older men also, because according to Shamika's mom, and that is even on the other show, she said that her sister had said to her once, I don't, I think that, Shamika is living with an older man, I don't, I think that's what it is. I don't think, anything is wrong. She ran off with an older man and she just living with him. Um, or it could be, when I say tricked into trafficking, was she talking to someone at that time that she had just met and she got up and walked out? Because if she left all of her things in there, it was cold. It was cold there. She left her coat, she left all of her things. Was she planning to run out and run back in? You would think that she would, if she left a purse, a coat, and all of that, and it was over in the middle of the night at her aunt's house and the door was cracked. So we would assume that she had planned to run out to wherever she ran out to and come back in, right? Especially since it was cold out and she didn't have a coat. But she has not returned to this day. So if the door was cracked, she left her coat, she left her purse and her belongings. That means she had planned to walk back into that house if that's what happened, right? Um, you know, and when I say tricked into trafficking, being that East St. Louis, if she had met someone and she didn't know a whole lot about, um, and she got out there, and during that time, it was, girls were going missing like crazy around that area. Okay. I had parents calling me consistently because they could not get the coverage around that area, and they was coming to the Memphis area to be on my TV show to get out awareness about their daughters going missing. They were all similar in look, similar in size. Uh, just there were a lot of similarities with the young ladies who was going missing, all in close proximity around that area. Okay, all in close proximity. So we do know that East St. Louis, Illinois, which is right over the bridge, was a place that girls were being snatched up and taken to and put into human trafficking and sold off, right? All right. So, I mean, with the Shemika Kazi's case, and I wanted to bring awareness to that case again because she's been gone now for about 14 years. And, when I reached back out to her mom, she says that she's in a place now where she um she's not happy where she's a little, she's stable, okay, with her family and some more things, and she can't go back to that place. Okay, she just hopes that her daughter, she'll never stop looking, but she can't go back to that place, right, of doing a lot of interviews and stuff. So because I did want to do an update. We definitely want to know what happened to Shamika. um I remember in the interview before, Shamika's mom spoke about how her niece had taken it so hard that she actually had a nervous breakdown and um, had to go to a mental facility, okay? Because she had taken Shamika's disappearance so hard, okay? So there are definitely a lot of people, that was affected by that is affected by Shamika's disappearance. And the circumstances are definitely suspicious. I don't think that Shamika would have left, and not returned. If the door was cracked like her aunt and her uncle, aunt's boyfriend said, then she definitely had plans on returning, especially since she didn't have a coat on and she went outside in that cold weather, right? So and left all of her belongings behind. She definitely had planned on coming back in. So we definitely need to know what happened to Shamika. I don't think they know. Her cousin don't know anything about, her cousin laid sleep as she got up and walked out. She didn't wake her cousin up, when she got up to walk outside to meet whomever her aunt is saying that she possibly walked outside to meet. Nobody else, no neighbors or anything, saw anything. So it's definitely a mystery. Okay. Who this older man is that her aunt may be living with, that was just a theory, that her aunt came up with, that could possibly be. But I definitely think some type of foul play is involved. No 16-year-old girl would just go missing like that. She was active in school. She had just gone to her homecoming. So, I mean, they said she was very vibrant. So, there's no way that a 16-year-old girl would walk out of a house and leave in 2008 and not be heard of ever again. I think she would have made contact with at least somebody by now, right? So I definitely want to keep Shamika Cozy's case out there. I want to definitely put her picture up again because I know that her mother is suffering, right? Her mom is suffering. And regardless to what happened, with all of the suspense and all of the suspicions that is surrounding Shamika's case, we want to know what happened. We definitely want to know what happened because her parents want peace, and I want to keep things of this nature out there. When you have African American girls going missing, and they're going missing without a trace, and they don't get the coverage in the media. I've been saying that for many years. They don't get the coverage in the media. They may talk about it for 30 seconds um, on the news, and then they're not going to talk about it anymore. And then out of sight, out of mind. And the parents, the family is left with the pain of wanting to know what has happened. They're not going to get the coverage in the media that a Natalie Hollowell would get. So if anybody knows or have heard anything about what has happened to Shemika Cozy, make sure you reach out to the Berkeley, Missouri Police Department and help to give Shemika Cozy's family some type of closure because somebody knows something. Whether she got up and walked out of that house and met her demise, or if whatever happened, it's time for Shamika's mother, okay, because that is her mother who loves her, who she had entrusted. It's not like she was out running the street. That was her sister, her blood sister, who she allowed her daughter to go spend the night with, as she always did, because she was very close to her first cousin, you know and I'm sure, with the first cousin having, mental breakdowns and things of that nature and not taking it well, I'm sure she wants some peace at this point. It has been over 14 years, and the rest of the family who truly loves her, right? It's just time for there to be some answers as it relates to Shamika Cozy. I've always kind of watched this case, and I think about Shamika's mom. When I interviewed her the first time, she was so in mourning about her child. When she talked, she had like a moan. She would have something like a moan when um she would talk, because you could tell how much pain she was in. She wanted to know what happened to her daughter. She didn't do anything wrong. She was just you know, and she didn't think anything like this would happen, you know. So if somebody has tricked Shemika, an older man has tricked her into trafficking because there have been rumors of that, then we need to know where Shemika is at. Did she meet her demise with this person? Was somebody mad at her? You know, we need to know exactly what has happened. Um, if she never walked out of that house, we need to know that also. We need to know it's time for her mother to have and her family to have some type of closure. Okay. Okay. Because we don't know if somebody maybe broke into the house and the cousin never woke up, you know, that she was sleeping right there next to and took her. We don't know. We don't know what happened, but it's time to know. Okay. All right. But like I said, if anybody knows anything or have heard anything about what has happened to Shemika Kazi, please contact the Berkeley, Missouri Police Department. Berkeley is right there, about 15 minutes outside of St. Louis. Definitely give Shemika's family some closure. It's sad that our African American girls don't get the coverage in the media that a Natalie Hollowell, like I said, would get. She went missing way over in Aruba, and they talked about her consistently on the national medias. But unfortunately, an African American girl like Shemika does not get the coverage, and it's time for there to be closure. Okay, because it could happen to anybody. Human trafficking is way out of control, and our children are a target because they know that they're not going to get the coverage. Unfortunately, they know it's not going to be all over the news, so it's easy to snatch them up or to do something to them, or for something suspicious to happen to them and it's not investigated thoroughly like it should, right? Should be, because if so, then Shamika would not be missing for 14 years. Okay, there would be some type of answers, and it would not just be a cold case. Okay. All right, but I want to thank you. Y'all, please hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe. And I want to thank you all for listening to this, and make sure you all share this video, okay? Talk to you later.